Hello everybody. Well, it's Friday the 28th of May 2021 and it's about 7:15. I've just landed, but we've got stuff to do. What I want to do tonight is get some more potatoes in the buckets. So I've pre-drilled the buckets actually and just lined them up there. So more potatoes in buckets. I'm going to do the Charlotte this time in there, and we've also got cucumbers to plant in to here, Tiki Tunnel 1. I'm also going to be putting some lettuces in, and I'm going to be potentially potting on another pepper, probably actually one of the peppers that Julia from Julia's Allotment diary, no, Julia's gardening diary gave me. So I'm going to be doing that, and I'm going to water everything up. So lots to do, not a lot of time to do it in. I've only got about maximum 2 hours, and yeah, I better get cracking. I'm not on this weekend. I'm going to be over there. I'm going to be down in Thomas land, Thomas the Tank Engine land, with the family. So yeah, get cracking, Tony. Catch you in a bit. So yeah, there's our buckets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 buckets for the potatoes, the Charlotte. Let's get up to the top and show you what I've been up to. So I'm getting these in because they're getting yellow. They're getting a bit sickly, aren't they? Because they need to be potted on or actually planted in to the ground. So yeah, that's the next phase. So the bottomless pots, these are going over the top. They're going to be drilled into the ground. We're also going to be getting the former for the pot, or for the root ball that the cucumber possesses. Same size of pot, that goes in the ground as a former. You earth around it. You've seen it before if you've been watching the show, but that's essentially what we do. Well, if you haven't been watching the show, because there's always a slim chance out of the 8 billion people on planet Earth that haven't seen it yet, in that goes into the ground, yeah, and then we sort of earth around it, firm it in, and that's a template. That's our relief template basically for this, which then gets riddled around and into the ground, which you need 2 hands for, and then so it's like that, and then they go in. Okay, so I found my tripod, which may make things a little bit easier to explain. Like I say, if you've seen this before, bear with us. For the newbies who haven't, nice little root system on that, but it's outgrowing its pot, and it's going to start rotting off if I don't watch it out. That just basically goes into the hole that we've made, into there, like that, and we've got a little bit of soil left in there, so that goes into the pot. And I can just work that around there then and seat it nicely. It'll seat nicely because of that. The mould that we made, the mould, a little bit of dirt off it. The mould is a perfect former, if you like, for our cucumber plant. And that's all you do. The roots will find their own way. You can tease them out if you like, but the roots will find their own way now into the ground. As that grows up, we can tie him onto the canes, and that's about it. I just let it do its thing. The reason these are on is because when we're feeding the plant, I concentrate the feed inside of here, so I pour that in with a smaller watering can. Oh. Too big for this place, mate. like that. And it's a long-nosed, long thin-nosed job, this. So you can pour in your feed around the base. These are Tasty King cucumbers, by the way, grown from my own first seed. In they go. The feed goes in there. The water goes in around in the bed, because what we want is we want the roots to seek out the water. Every 10 days they're going to be getting a feed from the top there with the comfrey, the liquid feed, the comfrey feed. So that's the first one in. I'll get the second one in. Bob's your uncle. That's all I'm doing here. This bed has already had a good few handfuls of blood, fish and bone and ground up eggshells mixed in just to reinvigorate it. As I turned it over, it's already got perlite in there. Perlite's an amendment that you can put in to your compost. It sort of helps to retain moisture, but also assists with drainage as well, so you don't get it overlogged. It's a good little regulator, really, perlite. So yeah, I'm going to carry on with that, get the second one in, and crack on, as Dave says. I've just noticed this. I'm not a eugenicist, but you just look at that. That's far too weak. So that's coming out, and what's going in there in its place is a pepper. That's unfortunate, that, but it's been in the watering tray too long. That's my fault. It's very thin at the base there, and it's not got the strength. It won't survive that. Very tragic that. But that's life, boys and girls, or rather death for the cucumber plant there. So what we have got is this that we got from Julia, the lovely Julia, about a month ago when she came down, just in a little plastic coffee cup there. So that's what's going in its stead, basically. And what I'll have to do is I'll have to make a little impression there, bob that in. Not sure what kind of pepper that is, to be honest with you, but if it's one of Julia's, it'll be a nice one. That's alright, isn't it? No rotten festering behaviour from that guy. Look at that, one-handed. Put some more soil in around it. They'll be getting a bit of a water in, obviously, like, but yeah, you want to be planting the healthy plants, really. If there are any diseases or weaknesses in the plant, you'll soon get found out as the growing season progresses, and you can introduce further disease which may affect your other plants, your healthy plants like this one. I mean, you don't want that, obviously, so some sacrifices need to be made. It's a bit fascist, isn't it, gardening, really, when you think about it. But yeah, there you go, boys and girls. Okay, so we're having a pepper and we're having a cucumber. That'll be trained up there. I'm going to be putting another couple of canes there, and it can climb up those canes. They are a climber, the cukes. So there's our Tasty King. So that means altogether now we've got 9 Tasty King plants, cucumber plants. We've got that pepper, and there are 4 more peppers. We've got a Corno di Toro Rosso and a Bellboy. Right, let's crack on. Alright, I said I was going to get some Charlotte's new potatoes in as well, didn't I? So yeah, let's go. Buckets, 8 of. Got 4 bags of compost. It's not going to take 4 bags of compost. It's probably going to take about 2.5. And I do believe that I might have the half in here, to tell you the truth. That's all the crap I took out from the tiki tunnel yesterday. Yeah, there's some there. That's about a third of a bag. And there's another there. We'll have enough. We'll have enough with those. I think 2 bags plus these 2 sort of third bags should easily do the job. Okay, so 3 big double mitt handfuls into each pot. Fills them about a third the way up. When you've got 8 pots like that. These are 20 litre pots, so it fills about a third the way up. All I'm going to do now is, for the sake of science, use this little cup, little coffee cup or whatever it is, that we got Julia's peppered in. I'll fill it to about there actually. About 1 inch off the top, doesn't need a great deal. That goes in and then it all gets mixed in and integrated into the pots. And I only do it in the bottom third because it doesn't need any nutrition any further up. Trust me, I'm a guru. So that's all going to be mixed in by hand. Any lumpy bits we're gonna get shut of. Yeah, that's plenty enough. It's probably too much feed, really. That doesn't need a massive amount. People think that they are a relatively hungry plant, the spud, but they don't need a ton of feed. So like I say, for each one of the buckets, it's going to get roughly just under a little plastic cupful like that. Not very scientific. These are the ones that I'm favouring. I'm not going to even take any chits off from these. I'm just going to baz them in the ground. They've got about 3 decent chits on these. These are the Charlotte. And I'm going to bury them so that they're actually sitting about 2 inches off the floor, 2 inches off ground level. And then I'll cover those up now, top them all off. And Bob's your uncle, and that's as easy as it is. Again, a potato bucket production line. Don't overcomplicate it, guys. It doesn't need it. Not with potatoes, it doesn't. Okay. Give them all a good thorough mix in. Get the potatoes in. Exhibit A. And top them off. Yes, and I know just the spot they can be with their big brothers in our Edwardian potager area up at the top. Oh, what did I come in here? Ah, that was it. Okay, I'm in for this. Be fine though, won't they? These are just bursting through, the ones that we put in about, what, 2 or 3 weeks ago? Something like that. That compost is relatively wet anyway, but we'll give it a bit of a squirt because we're supposed to be having a dry spell for the next 3 or 4 days. Give them all a squirt, eh? These are the shop bought potatoes that were growing in mole hills. That's mole, a mole that lives in a hole. That we've gathered. We've gathered the mole hills and we mixed it with some compost that we'd created on site. And they're thriving in it by the look of it. Shop bought main croppers, those. Not sure what the variety was because they were just ones that had spritted. They'd already started to chit. And so we put them in there. We put them in there on the 20th of March this year, 20th of March. So they've probably got about another 6 to 8 weeks left to come on. You're talking back end of August, really, hopefully, for full maturity on the main croppers. So what was it? Well, let's say it was 20th of March, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah. Probably first or second week of August, actually. About 18 weeks-ish for the main croppers. But these ones are new potatoes, and so we've got the Red Dukes of York at this front end. And we've got the Charlotte there. That one's topping up. A couple of them do want topping up a little bit more. I wanted to get them to where those handles were, but I couldn't be bothered opening another bag. They're not going to burst through the soil in the next 3 or 4 days, so we're all right. I'll sort that out later on. But these are coming through, as you can see. They're starting to come through. And they were put in, I don't think it was even 3 weeks ago yet, when they were put in. When we actually created this little garden area that we've got up at the top here. Probably 3 weeks actually for that, because I think we did that and then we did that. We didn't do one last week. But we are going to be putting another one there, hopefully. Again, with the paving down the middle. And another bed there. But it's going to be a slightly narrower bed than that. Because what you can't do on these plots is you can't go over onto the next plot. That post on the right hand side is the dividing line. My hand's making it blurred, isn't it? The dividing line is that post between the two plots. That's the original plot with Cheeky Tunnel 1 on it. Excuse me. And that's the Lady Farmer's plot with Cheeky Tunnel 2 on it. And that's your dividing line. So that follows through to about here. So I can just about get about a 3 foot by 7 foot bed there. So I'll find something to do with that. The Dalek's got to be shifted, but I know that that's full of ants. But yeah, that's us. It's another beautiful bird song filled evening. I've got a blue tit. It's not because it's cold, I've actually got a nest of blue tits. The mummy or the daddy or whichever one it was feeding them before. Going in and out. A beautiful colouring on it, but they're in there, so I don't want to disturb them. But that's what we've got, a family of them. That's good, isn't it? I think there's 3 in. I did check, and there were 3 eggs in it about 3 weeks ago. So I'm guessing, hopefully, there's 3 chicks in. Turning the water off. I've watered everything up as well. Just wrapping up now, guys. It's a lovely evening. The pretty sunset's going off again over that way. But yeah, it's nearly 9 o'clock now. I'll just show you the watering up. I've planted a couple of lettuce as well. Okay. Just some iceberg lettuce that Mick gave us. He had some spare lettuce, so we've utilised it. So we've got some in there, and we've also got some in here as well. Still a midden, lads. I'm talking to Joe there and the boys on the committee. But I promise you faithfully that I'm going to be on every day next week, and it'll be spot on every day from Tuesday afternoon. Well, probably Tuesday evening actually next week, because I'm going to be busy. No, actually, I'll be down on Tuesday morning, guys, so happy day. So there's a few more lettuce got in there. Give it all a good soaking. Everything's had a really good soak. Yeah, so hopefully everything's going to be fine and dandy for my return on Tuesday. Oh, well, we'll be into June then. We'll be into merry old June. So we're going to start some more plants off then, because I'm emptying everything out of the Cheeky Tunnel at the moment. We may start to use this stuff as well, which I'll tell you about later. good stuff, that, by all accounts. I've never used it, but everybody that has is giving it glowing reviews for plants' health and bug killing potential. Right, I've been good, Murphinda. You've been fantastic, beautiful and fragrant as always if you're a lady. And sensual, I think I said last night as well. I'm getting a bit cheeky, aren't I, in my old age? But if you're a gentleman, you've been forthright, masculine, virile, and of good courage. So there's another little modicum for you. Keep growing with your heads down. I won't see you over the weekend, but I will see you on either Monday night or Tuesday for more fun and japes. Alright. Take care of yourselves and each other, and remember, we love you all. Guru Murphinda signing out. Okay. Bye bye now, guys. Have a good one. Have a good weekend.